All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. You know what time it is, don't you? That's right. It's 7:32 a.m. A little 2 minutes late, or late, whatever, but we're there. And time for Pondering. That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Try to keep it calm. And it's free for all Friday here on the Pondering Show, which is awesome, wonderful, fantastic. I will explain what that means. Basically, it means anything goes. There are no topics, no guests today, just you. And that means that whatever you want to talk about, we talk about. Whatever you want to get into. If you want to throw a verse at me, you want to throw a question at me, you want to make a comment and have me respond, you want to just tell jokes all morning, I don't care. It's all good. It's up to you. It's your day. Free for all Friday. Here on the Pondering podcast and radio program, what do we do in Pondering? We ponder. I know that's deep and complicated, but really that's what we do. We think things through. We talk about them. We don't check our brains at the door. We don't just accept the sound bites of the media. I'll have more to say about that in a minute. We actually analyze, consider, evaluate, and then we talk. And we also believe that what we trust in, have confidence in, where our faith lies as Christians in particular, since your host is unabashedly, unashamedly, and unapologetically Christian, we believe that what we believe, where our faith lies, determines and dictates all that we think, say, and do. So our political views, our work life and ethic, our family life, our sex life, our financial life and approach, all flows out of what we believe. And that to separate those things is not only dangerous, quite frankly, it's impossible. We might try, and many do, or pretend that we've separated them, many do, but the reality is you can't, because especially as a Christian, you have a new identity. If you've accepted Christ as Lord and Savior, that means you belong to Him. That means the old man's dead, the new man's alive, and you've got a new position, seated at His right hand in the heavenlies, spiritually speaking. The old self has died, the new is born. You're living through Him now. You're an ambassador for Christ. There are many titles and identity statements in the New Testament that now apply to you. And if you're not a Christian, you're just thinking about it, or maybe you just don't have that same faith, listen, we welcome your views and opinions here. You can disagree with the host. And I always say, you can disagree with me because you have the right to be wrong. Yes, he said with great humility. But you can disagree, but we just ask that you not be disagreeable. So we do this every Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8 a.m. And on Fridays in particular, we just let you guys, the audience, dictate and determine what we're going to talk about. You throw something into the live stream here, and I shall do my best to respond. A verse, a question, a topic, whatever it might be. 'Tis up to you. So you can participate in that way on the live stream here in the Pondering Radio page of Facebook. Facebook.com/Pondering Radio, like one word. You can also email ponderingradio@gmail.com is the address. Pondering Radio, like one word. Pondering, Pondering, radio, radio, @gmail.com. Or, if you wish, you may call. Now, during the show, we usually can't answer, especially if we have a guest, but you can leave messages 24/7, 365 at 860-500-7163, 860-500-7163. And we will listen to them all and respond if appropriate. Susie, good morning. Brenda, good morning. Anybody I've missed, good morning. I don't always see. It's funny, I've noticed, going back in after the show, on Facebook, looking at the stream, I noticed sometimes there are people commenting or chiming in I don't see during the show for whatever reason. Glitches in the internet, who knows why. But if I don't acknowledge you, please don't be offended. I am not ignoring you. Facebook is. No. I don't know if that's true either. Sometimes we just don't see it on the screen until later. But listen, everybody can still read it, and you can post. By the way, on the Pondering Radio page, you can post every hour of the day. You can make a comment and just post it there. So I talked about the media and not just swallowing whole the sound bites. they are just eating this up, this whole coronavirus thing. I mean, just loving it. And it's kind of sickening in a way and sad. Listen, I know that this is serious, and I know there are people who've died, and I know that we need to take precautions, and we are, and we'll talk more about some that we're taking at Lifeway Church, our sponsor church, this weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I don't know. I watched some of the news last night, TV news, which I usually don't, and my wife asked me to turn it off. She says, "This is scaring me." Honey, please. And she's right. I mean, it was just doom and gloom and agony on me, like the old hee-haw song. If you listened to it and analyzed it, you would come away thinking that we all are going to have coronavirus within a matter of 2 weeks. Because it's sweeping everywhere and everybody's dying and so forth. Well, listen, yes, there are people dying and it is serious. You need to take precautions, especially if you're older or have other health conditions. However, everyone is not dying. And yet, and we've seen the transmission rate escalate, which is partly because we're not being smart, and we do need to be smart, and we do need to isolate socially. We need to be careful. But one of the reasons that the president announced the other day, actually his medical team did, that we would expect to see this week and next a huge escalation rate increase is because we have test kits out there now. So we know there are people who we now know have corona that we didn't know before because they didn't have symptoms. And you can carry this thing and not have symptoms. Which tells you also that not everybody's going to die from it, because if you have it and you never show symptoms, you're not going to be sick. At least, that's how some people have gotten through. Others get sick, but it's mild. Some get sick and it's very serious. And then if they're older with existing conditions like emphysema, it may carry a death sentence, unfortunately. But you watch the news. I mean, everybody is. I mean, all of Europe is just wiped out. There's just empty villages and towns and no people left. And I think we have to be careful, not letting the hype terrify. And on top of it, as we know, as God's people, God's in charge. He's got this. He's got us. And if He wants you here, nothing and no one will take you out, as I said yesterday. And if He wants you with Him in heaven, believe me, you don't want to be here, right? So either way, we're good. But I don't think the news is a honest, complete reflection. So when they present these numbers of the escalation, like in New York, overnight cases doubled. Well, no, they didn't. What doubled was our awareness of people that had the virus because of the tests. That's what doubled. And the president explained that, so did his staff, but boy, you listen to the news, it's multiplying exponentially to the point where everybody's going to get it. And I don't think that's true. Most of us don't even know anyone who has it yet. Again, be careful. Take precautions, keep your distance, stay at home if you can, all that, amen. I agree, but don't let the news terrify you. Bad news sells, remember that. Jerry says, good morning, PJ and fellow ponderers, watching from the hunkered down, don't leave the house state of California. That's right. You guys are totally under quarantine as a state, and some are saying it's going to happen here very soon, too. Good morning to Leah. Susie says, what makes COVID-19 so much worse than the flu we get hit with every year? Well, honestly, Susie, one of the things is that, from what I'm reading, and as part of Ameritech, Medicis and Beacon, I've had to go to all these trainings and whatever, and it is a more serious, deadly virus than the typical flu virus, partly because of how it focuses and zeroes in on the lungs and the respiratory system. With the flu, it's all over the place, right? I mean, yes, you may have trouble breathing or you may have a cough, but it doesn't focus on just, trying to shut down your lungs, basically. And that's my term, that's not a medical term. But it is serious that way, especially for people that may have trouble already. So it's not to be trifled with. However, they're working on treatments, and some people have found that just treating it like the flu, they've been able to get through it and be on the other side and improve. Let's see here. Jerry says there's a delay when you start in Connecticut and here in California. It's about 3 minutes or so. Used to be a matter of 10 seconds, now minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that is, Jerry, but I think you're right. I don't know what happened there. Susie says it's the unknown and being out of control. Yeah, that's part of it too, because there's a lot about it we don't know. Leah says that that's the case. I think she's right. And the media is soaking it up. Oh, yeah. Linda Lou, good morning to you, my dear. So again, it's Free for All Friday. Any topic, any idea, any thoughts, any verses, any subject, any whatever you want to talk about, bring it up, throw it into the live stream, and we shall respond. Wah! Like a ninja. That's right. There you go. A Cabela's ninja. I don't think they wear hunting caps, do they? Ninjas? Probably not. So, quickly, while I'm waiting for the feed to catch up and get some of your ideas flowing across the screen here, I will tell you that our sponsor, Lifeway Church, is not going to be meeting as a group this Sunday. And we would ask people, if you're interested in coming, normally we want you there, we love it, we welcome everybody, but this week, don't come. Don't come. And I'll tell you why. There are two reasons, at least, maybe more. One, we're being obedient to the authorities in place in the government, and here in Connecticut in particular, Romans 13 tells us to be subject to those authorities, and we are. And so we're not gathering, so we would ask that you not gather. Two, though, we also want to show love for those who might be susceptible. And, you can carry this thing and not even know you have it. That's one of the scary parts about it. Normally, if you have the flu, you know you have the flu. You can have COVID-19 and not know you have COVID-19, and that's the scary thing. I also found out from our director of operations in Hartford that they've now found that it can hide out even and hang out on cardboard and other surfaces for hours potentially. So even fast food, you go to McDonald's. Just follow through this scenario with me. You don't go in because you don't want to. You're trying to do social distancing. Maybe the place isn't even open. Many places aren't allowing people to come in the restaurant, which makes sense. But let's say you go to the drive-up window. That's safe, right? You get your boiga in your little cardboard box. You put it in the bag. They put it in the bag, and you take it home. But one of the workers has been exposed to COVID-19, doesn't even know it, and there's some little virus bugs hanging out on that cardboard box that your burger's in, your Big Mac. You take it home. Maybe you eat it, or maybe you hand it to your spouse as a gift. No, they take it. You're not sick, right? They don't think they're in any danger. They've socially isolated. They've not left the house at all in weeks, maybe. I don't know. But they take the burger, they open it up, and the virus is now in their hand. They start eating the burger, the virus is now in their mouth, and the rest is history. You know how that flows. So we have to be careful. We were supposed to have food delivered to our nursing staff and our home health aides because they're out every day in all this, even more than me as a chaplain or our social workers. And our director, who's a wonderful lady, sweetheart, she was going to have food delivered to all of us out in the field today. But she emailed this morning saying, well, based on the latest findings, I'm not going to do that because we could be handing you not just your lunch, but a trip to the hospital. So let's see. Jerry says we have to get stuff together. Oh, I started to tell you about Lifeway. So Lifeway this Sunday will not meet together. However, we will have multiple options at 9:30 and 11:15. I always do that. 9:30 and 11:15 a.m. Multiple options for you if you want to participate with us. We will have video on Facebook. We will have video live stream on our page, our website, which is lifewaych.com. Lifewaych.com. You can watch it there. Some people say, I don't have Facebook. Fine, you don't have to have Facebook. Go to lifewaych.com and you can watch the video. We will also offer telephone access with a link, which we'll be texting out today. If you want that, though, just to make sure you get the information, which we'll be posting, but just to be safe, just email me, Joel at lifewaych.com. Joel at lifewaych.com, and I'll make sure you get the telephone number and the access code. So you won't be able to see anything, but you can listen in. For those that don't have internet access or feel comfortable with, the video components of this whole thing, how to do it or whatever. It's really not hard. I mean, if it's Facebook, you just watch. It's just there on our page, Lifeway Church page of Facebook. You'll be able to see it, or lifewaych.com, you just watch it. It's no big deal. But if for some reason you don't have access or it's sloppy or whatever, you can dial in and we'll give you that information. Again, Joel at lifewaych.com if you want it and don't get it through our texting service or some other way today. Or tomorrow. I think we'll send it out both times. Both days. And I was going to tell you something else about that. Yeah, so please don't show up, because we're going to have a skeleton crew, just what we need to do the broadcast, and that's it. And we'll have music, we'll have the whole thing. It'll be a full service. And that will be Sunday, 9:30 and 11:15 a.m. For your participation. And by the way, because it's live streaming on Facebook, if you want to comment, kind of like we do today, you can just chime in, and we'll have people responding to you even during the service. Questions, comments. You miss a verse. Oh, what was that verse you just said? Well, there you go. So, yeah, just wanted to make sure you knew that, and that you're aware of it, and that you have access to that if you are so inclined. And I think the message this Sunday will be very apropos and encouraging for all of us in the midst of what we're facing, what we're dealing with. Leanne says she loves my hat. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah, and when I go to Cabela's, I'm like a kid in a candy store, too. Oh, I'm terrible. I have to take my wallet away when I go in there. Let's see. Hold on a second. Jerry says, we have today to get our stuff together at work, and machines shut down. I have a work laptop here at home, so I can do a few things to keep me busy. Mostly advanced software training that we use for 3D printing. My house is good and no problems. Yeah, and Karen and I are both pretty much working from home. I have a couple of visits I'm able to do if I get masked up and I'm careful. So I probably will do that in Woodbridge today. Otherwise, I'll be working out of the house probably most of next week too. And good morning to Leanne. I think I saw you. Yes, I did. Commented. Leah says, have you seen the coworker memes? No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. There have been some funny... I knew it was going to happen. I mean, I started working on lyrics, even goofing around, but when this all hit, I was waiting for, Weird Al Yankovic, right, to come out with My Corona as a song, and he refused, but several others have done it. And if you Google that on YouTube, you'll find them, and there's a couple that are really good. They're kind of funny, and they're not bad. David says, that was me. That was you, going into Cabela's and not being able to stop buying things? Yeah. So, hit me with your best shot here, Free for All Friday, Ponderers. What's on your mind? What's on your heart? What's going on? We can do Corona, we can do non-Corona. I'm okay either way. Sometimes I get sick of it. Pardon the pun. I'll be here all week. But other times, it's okay. We do need to talk through things, and people are nervous, and, I understand. I think for the most part, if you take precautions, you wash your hands, you don't, shake hands with people and then put your fingers near your face. If you're social distancing, then I think, for the most part, you're going to be okay. The TP memes have been some of the funniest things I've seen in years. Man, I'll have to check. Oh, the toilet paper memes, yeah. Oh, my God, I know. I went yesterday to get a few things for my wife and pick up a prescription at Walmart with my son. We also dropped off the food that some of you donated to social services. My son helped me carry it all in, and that was great. But we went to Walmart, and first of all, the canned goods shelves are just devastated. And all that's left is stuff that nobody wanted, So I'm trying to pick up a few things, and some of it's just and please, I don't want to offend anybody, but when you're left with nothing but Chef Boyardee ravioli, I mean, basically, I could make Chef Boyardee, ravioli and spaghetti real simple. You just boil up some water, throw the pasta in. When it gets a little moist, you slam it in a can with some ketchup. Maybe throw some extra sugar in there just for fun. And put a lid on it, baby. There you go. You're done. Ugh. But anyway, everything else was gone. All the real good stuff was out of there. So we picked and chose what we could. And then we get to the toilet paper aisle. And I am not exaggerating. There were 3 or 4 Walmart associates guarding the toilet paper aisle. And they said, and I could see the toilet paper that they had. There was, they were actually stocking some more as we walked up. And the woman says, "I'm sorry, we don't have any toilet paper." And I'm looking at it. I mean, there's like bags of it. And I'm standing there with my mouth open because I'm not even sure how to respond to that, It's like me telling you I'm not wearing a hat right now. I'm not. Nor am I wearing glasses. Nor do I have my finger pointing up in the air for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. And you're going, wait, what? Why are you telling me something that's not true, that's blatantly, obviously not true, and thinking that I'm going to believe you, Joel? Right? Well, that was I was just dumbfounded. Like, how do you respond to that? We don't have any toilet paper. There's just a whole stack of it behind her. And then the other lady, who must have been a supervisor, said, well, we can let him have one package. And so she says, oh, okay. So she gives me this tiny little 4-roll package and hands it to me. Okay, great, thanks. I didn't even ask her for it, actually. I was walking by looking, as we're sweeping through the store, heading to the cash register. I figured I'll pick up a few things. And I saw the toilet paper, and I thought, oh, yeah. And so I walked up, and they're like, nope, nothing to see here. Nope, no toilet paper here. No, this is just it's an aberration. It's a hologram. Yeah, toilet paper hologram, that's what it is. Yep. And then they repented and handed me a package of it anyway. So I still don't understand the toilet paper thing. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't. I don't get it. But for some reason, it is the hot commodity right now. And unfortunately, many times the supply has been wiped out. Yeah, see what I did there? Okay. Sorry. All right, what else is on your mind and heart? I want to know. What do you got for me? Give me something. Hit me with your best shot. Bible questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, jokes of the day. I don't care. I want to hear from you. It is Free for All Friday here on the Pondering podcast and radio program. And, of course, we come to you every weekday, 7:30 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. I have now transferred almost completely to the Hartford office for my chaplaincy, not the business I run, but the chaplaincy, the hospice chaplaincy. And so I am much more relaxed, have much more comfortable schedule, a little more realistic patient load, etc. So I'm very happy about that. And unfortunately now I can't do much for my patients because I'm restricted from visiting certain locations, but at least can do some prep and make some phone calls, and in a couple of cases still visit. So we're going to try to do some of that today, and that will be good. Got coffee, Susie says. You know what, Suze? This is terrifying, but I know where you live, so I'm probably okay, right? That Karen said this morning, I should have stocked up on coffee. That's not the way you want to start the morning. Hearing your wife say, I should have stocked up on coffee, meaning I didn't stock up on coffee, which means we could run out of coffee. Now, listen, crises come in different forms and shapes and sizes. I don't know too many things in world history that would be worse than the Rissinger household running out of coffee. So if that happens, Suze, just know that you'll hear on your front door, okay? Because I know you got coffee. I know you do. So just be ready. And you can social distance by just hiding in the back while we sneak into your kitchen, okay? I know where the Keurig is and I know how to use it. I think we're good, right? Just kidding. Charity says you need some more coffee so your jokes get better. Wait, ha ha ha. Oh, you're so funny. Okay, I will have some. In my fancy, dancy, high class, elegant, as I might add, Lifeway Church mug. Here we go. Speaking of Lifeway, one other thing I want to mention. Pastor Steve produced a video yesterday talking about the plan for the weekend, but also just some general biblical encouragement regarding the crisis. And I thought it was really well done. So check that out. It's on our Lifeway Church Facebook page. I've reposted it on my personal page, Joel Rissinger, at Facebook. The other thing I would tell you is we've opened a Lifeway Church YouTube channel. And the more subscribers we get, the better. So please go in and check that out and subscribe. But the commercial for it that Silas Cianci did, Steve's son, is just hilarious. Oh my gosh, I busted a gut. It is so good. And last night I told him, I said, we're gonna do more of this. We're gonna have to make you a regular face of commercials and promos for the church because it was just, I can't do it justice. You'll have to see. I'm sure somebody's going to take parts of it serious that aren't intended to be serious, but it was just a scream. So check that out, and yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. The more the merrier. Susie says, I got your back. Thank you, Suze. Leah says, do you have holes in your shoes? They're holy because my feet are in them, and I'm so spiritual. But do I have holes in my shoes? I don't get it. But I don't think. Pastor Steve did an awesome job, yes. And Silas' video was awesome, yeah. That was a very well done, well orchestrated combination. Yeah. Charity says, Silas, my card number is, yes. Silas says, we need 100 people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and all we need is your credit card number, your name, your credit card number, and the 3-digit code in the back. Oh, the expiration date, yes, and the 3-digit code in the back. And then, just kidding. Thing comes up on the screen. It's a joke. But I'm sure there are people that would probably call in and try to give us that. Charity, if you get any of those, let me know. Just kidding. All right. I see we're almost out of time. So listen, guys, seriously, be safe. If you can stay home, do it. If you can't, keep distance. And listen, not just for your sake, right? And again, this goes back to why we're not having services Sunday. We are, but online only. Because we want to be subject to the authorities, number one. Number two, we want to make sure we're not transmitting things to people, even unwittingly. You can do that. And in this case, it's one of the things that makes it scary. You could have it and not even know it. And so that's why we want to be, keeping our distance for the sake and love of others, unlike the college students on spring break that have said, well, it's my life, I'm going to do what I want. This is my spring break, so, well, great, good for you. If you don't get it, kid, you may be passing it to your grandmother and taking her to an early grave. Is that something you want to live with? Maybe you don't care, but I think she might. So stay home, and I think that love for others is important. And let's not be hoarders, let's be helpers in this time where we can serve others, encourage, others and lift them up. We got 100 during practice last night, but yes, please subscribe, so that's good. Oh, Leah's joke, I get it now. Do you have holes in your shoes? Then how did you put your foot in it? Mom joke. Got it. Do you have holes in your shoes? No. Then how'd you get your foot in there? Okay. Hey, Leah, listen, I say this with deep respect and love, and it's been said to me many times, so I'm just going to pass this on as spiritual fatherly advice. Do not quit your day job. Don't. Okay, love you guys. See, we can do that. We can do that. That is socially acceptable as long as you're 6 feet away. You just can't hug, high five, anything like that. But you can blow kisses. That's fine. You can do video hugs like this. Hug the camera. That's fine. You just got to be careful otherwise. But we are out of time. It's 8 o'clock, so we will wrap up for today and for the week. But we'll be back Monday morning at 7:30. Tell your friends, neighbors, and complete strangers about Pondering, will you? Make sure you pass it along. And if you have suggestions of topics, guests, etc., things you'd like us to cover, zap those off to joel@lifewaych.com. Or, again, you can post them on the page here. You can email ponderingradio@gmail.com as well, or call 860-500-7163. And we'd love to hear from you guys. In the meantime, until Monday morning, stay in the Word, keep praying, keep pondering. Join us online, lifewaych.com, if you have no other plans for Sunday. And we will see you Monday morning. Okay. Bye, guys. Bless you.